that I plan to use upon returning home. This is essentially it's just a written document, really. I know this kind of, because I had a weird vision in my head. I know I may not have a specific written document of every single thing, but over the years in England, or over the time spent in England, I will have developed a training routine, proper diet, analysis and knowledge and whatnot, and essentially a program to offer to clients, individuals, that would work for what I consider just about anyone, right? So every single trainer, every single coach has a specific way to teach just about everyone. Now, this goes against my belief system that there is no overall training system. Everyone's unique, everyone's individual, everyone has their own specific set of traits. So that means no one specific training routine is made for another person, right? There's no one specific routine. As an individual, you have your own specific routine. You have your own specific training routine or your own lifestyle. I guess what I'm trying to say is I want to create the foundational principles that everyone can start at no matter what. So when I offer my services, I want to know what exactly it is. No matter what your situation, no matter what your background, I can help you. Right? It's that simple. So creating that format, creating that routine, creating that, that outline is a key component to how this will all work. Let's see. Number 8 is a more personal one. I was actually supposed to say what, I don't know, I'll say it later, never mind. Number 8, understand my personal body's overall limitations and my unique talents that it has been blessed with since birth. What I mean by this is obviously the environment isn't the only thing that plays upon us. It is also our genetics. It is also who we are, literally who we are, genetically. And this is a huge topic, guys. This one we will go into continuously in later videos, but essentially, how do I want to start this? Excuse me for taking up your time. Everyone has unique gifts, and everyone has limitations, right? This is simply what separates us from each other. All right, we can all tell just by connecting with others what we're good at naturally and what we're not good at, right? And this is, like I said, this is so broad. It's so broad because these things can change over time, all the time. Like, an example would be, I don't connect well with others right now. I can't just walk up to someone and start a conversation. Yet, as a child, I was able to do it without a heartbeat, without even stopping. It's just no problem for me. I could do this easily. So these things can kind of change over time. What I want to do is actually get a firm grip on who I really am. This is kind of like a spiritual and inner self, conscious awareness sort of perspective, or at least area of interest that you want to set your goal upon. But essentially, like, an idea for me, or like an example of this would be, like, I've never gone to the doctors and gotten any sort of record of anything, right? I don't exactly know what my body is capable of or what it's not, used with. So you go to the doctor, you get you got your blood work done, and you find out what it is that your body can handle and not handle based off of, what foods, just a simple example. I personally haven't done any of that. I've had injuries in the past. I've gone to see doctors for, this and that, but nothing where I can actually say, this is what my body can and can't handle. Or I have this sort of disease or limitation, like mental dysfunction, besides being diagnosed with the rare case of ADD when I was a child. Besides that, it's like not really much has ever been learned. It's only been through my specific experiences and the passion that I have for learning about health. Guys, this one's huge for me, because what I learn about myself is essentially what I have to offer as knowledge and wisdom for you guys. But it goes so much more in depth. So we'll go into it later. I'll just leave it at that. But it's a big one for me. So getting more in touch with my own body. And I don't like the word more, but essentially that'll be broken down. Moving on. I think that's the last one. Another one that was kind of connected with developing the business model for the business I'll have later on, was to develop the training routine that is required for the business itself. So this one can go much deeper, only because that is a big selling point. Training and diet are kind of the two biggest selling points that people are interested in nowadays. So developing those two specific sort of training variables is what I believe to be necessary to actually getting everything started. More importantly, more specifically, I will be teaming up with a gentleman that I've known for a few years actually, in which we've started this business idea for, I think it was like 3 or 4 years ago. And he is a martial arts instructor, has been for like 10 years. I know he's been in it for like 25 years. He's my age now. And if I were to develop a training system specifically connected with his style of training, I believe this is like Jeet Kune Do, specific training martial arts, that would only make it that much more specific. So just another little aspect. Another key point that I wanted to make was that originally when I started making the goals, I had it in me to kind of think in a way where I was writing it per domain, right? What I mean by domain is like health, wealth, finances, career, relationships, all that sort of stuff. Whatever you hold to be highest in your life are usually your areas to develop the goals in. And what I kind of realized was that they really just overlap, whether that be like a big wormhole for goal setting or not. It's pretty simple. So each goal kind of overlaps. The domains that I found most prominent are obviously career, health, a couple financial goals. Relationships are big to me, and skills, and like skill set, like skills that you want to develop. I think that skills that are a big component of who you are, only because skill, when I say it, I really mean what you take your time out to develop. Like passion is one thing, talent is another, and skills are really what you develop. It's not talent. Talent is what you're blessed with or gifted at. Skills are what you actually take the time to develop. So skills being an attribute or domain, finances, health, relationships, contribution to the world, and then some. So yeah, that's about it. I'm going to go ahead and upload this video. I know it's a little bit long, but hey, it's just for documentary purposes, and I don't really care if anybody watches it, just because I'm going to succeed anyway, and this is just like a ha-ha, I told you sort of video. Okay? Alright, thanks for watching, guys. I'm going to go upload this. Peace out. Take care.